Greetings, all you phenomenal human beings who are worthy of love. Welcome to AIS 119. I am your instructor, Dr. Thomas James Reed. You can call me TJ. My Oneida name is Laguadio, which means he is a good man in Oneida. I am thrilled to be your host here for this semester. Thank you so much for joining us as we talk about the ethnic experience in the United States, looking at different history, cultures, contemporary issues, and different peoples and groups that comprise what we know today of the United States. It's an honor to be with you all here today. So let's get started. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining us as well, too. A lot of our class structure will be going through Canvas. And then on top of that as well, too, we'll be using that GroupMe. So keep your eye out for an email for that invitation to our class GroupMe, which we'll be using for digital talking circles, which is a native pedagogy, a methodology. It's a way of putting our minds together, taking a chance to speak one at a time and listening as intently as we are when we're speaking, sending the speaker good and loving thoughts. And that's some things we'll be working out this semester. So we'll be using that on our weekly GroupMe, then also in Canvas when you'll have different reactions to our videos, our readings, lectures, your classmates, and just the discussion. So looking forward to hearing from you all. I do believe that truth has no fear from investigation. To get an A in this course, you don't have to believe everything that I say, everything the readings has said, everything all the videos have said, or what some of your classmates say. I do believe that truth has no fear from investigation. I do believe that we should be willing to ask questions and to learn from one another as well too. And I know when I started teaching this class, I had a lot of, let's say, pressure, anxiety in terms of the feeling the burden and responsibility of how do I do justice to all the different ethnicities, all the different groups and cultures and peoples and histories that comprise the United States of here in our community in Southern California. Who am I to talk about this? And I've spent my entire life just trying to learn about Native peoples and Native studies. Now, who am I to try to teach about other peoples? And I think in doing so, as I facilitate this class, really, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm doing my best to learn about everybody's different cultures, which I love doing so. And in doing so, I'm learning alongside you all. So if you all have insight and ideas for different, we'll talk about assignments down the road here, but for your midterm, a reflection essay, or infographic, or final, really tying into things that you are passionate about, whether it's your own culture or someone else's culture, or something that if you want to share about it, I want to hear about it. So welcome to the course. Our course is broken up into major sections here, which is your attendance and participation, which is done through your weekly GroupMe and weekly responses on Canvas and turning in your assignments in a timely manner. And always just communicate with me, email if you ever need anything. Classes, office hours are by appointment as well. If you ever need any support, I'm here to support you. I want you to be successful in your professional development. Midterm exam, it's going to be a 2 to 3 minutes oral presentation on up to three concepts learned related to the class. So it could be things directly from the class, from a lecture, from a video, from a reading, from a classmate, or it could be something entirely related to the course, but outside of this course, from a different class, from whatever it may be. So that is going to be your midterm exam. So be sure to do that. Then you're going to have here the cover letter and LinkedIn. Sorry, my dog Mildred says hi. Teaching assistant to here as well too. My other dog off camera. Sydney says hi as well. But for the cover letter and LinkedIn account, so a cover letter for any job you want. It could be a job in the near immediate future, or it could be a job down the road once you graduate. But think about a dream job that you want, and then perhaps Google and look at those jobs. Google a cover letter. It's just a sheet that goes on top of your resume, a sheet that goes on top of your CV, whatever it may be. It's usually job specific for whatever you're looking at here. I have a recommended format I learned during my master in public administration at Cal State Long Beach, which is this notion of an IUV format. So the first paragraph is I, talking about yourself, what makes you stand out from the pack. The you paragraph is talking about you've done your homework on this organization, their mission statement, what they've done. Like you're showing why you want to work for this organization specifically, and you're showing that you've done your details and due diligence. Lastly is the we paragraph, where it says, how can it be mutually beneficial? How can we both have a win-win here by coming together, by having you be a part of that organization? So Harvard also has templates on their website as well too. If you want to Google Harvard cover letter, you can use a template for that. So I encourage you. I want you to go to school for personal development, professional development, and I hope this can help you move closer to whatever goals that you may have. And I'd love to hear more about those goals as we keep on going here. And also a LinkedIn. So I'm not sure if people have a LinkedIn already. If you do, great. You just be sharing a screenshot or a link to that. And if you don't have one yet, definitely do create one, as it can be a great tool for networking. It's a great tool for keeping people up to date with what you're doing in your professional development, or what you're doing with different events or activities or organizations, whatever it may be, and just how you're able to share that with yourself and really market yourself as your own brand and whatever that may be, and whatever field you may go into. I do feel like it can have a lot of positive benefits. And do keep an eye out, as oftentimes on campus, there are different opportunities for free headshots, like for such as a thing as LinkedIn. That can make a huge difference. Just having that like a calling card, so to speak, but just having a nice professional photo can definitely do wonders for different opportunities and things. Your reflection essay is worth 10 points. That cover letter LinkedIn was worth 9 points. A reflection essay, this is about your own ethnic experience in the United States, whether if you have that privilege and benefit of knowing your family's history, you can be welcome to share about that. If you don't know any of that information or you don't have a relative you can reach out to, then you can talk about your own experience or what that may be like. And I'm told that by John Trudell that he says everybody comes from tribes, just some of us have forgotten along the way, right? Just some of the things of what cultures, what they may have, are songs, dances, traditions, ceremonies, beliefs, spirituality, relationship to the stars, languages, food, many different things, right? That we can. So just feel free to share about what that may look like for your own observations. So I would really do appreciate that. There's going to be an assignment discussion to make sure to share it there. There's also a discussion section. So if you want to share that with other people so they can read your work as well too, highly recommend that as well. Going on for the infographic or social media post, this is going to be near the end of this semester. This is the 17-week course is roughly like, we'll show in a minute here, but I think it's roughly 14 or 15, but we'll see in a moment here. And it is one page, the idea of, it could be like a one slide from Instagram. It could be a collage that you make just using Microsoft Word or something else to create images. And the assignment here is, what do you want to remember from this class a semester from now, a year from now, a decade from now? What is it that you want to remember as like a cheat sheet to look back on and say, oh yeah, like I remember that. If it's an image or if it's words, you can use canva.com, which is great to make these really aesthetically pleasing infographics and can still have a great deal of information and content in those. And it doesn't have to be all encompassing about everything you've learned. It's just what are some takeaways that you want to remember as well too. If you are a wordsmith, you can write yourself a memorandum for that assignment. You can just do purely words instead, or you could draw something or paint something. I had a student quilt something for me once upon a time. So you have a lot of different options there. The final exam is the same format as the midterm of 2 to 3 minutes oral presentation. And for this right here, it is on whatever topics you want to talk about, up to 3 topics, as long as it's not giving the same presentation twice. You could talk about the same topic or different topics, or you can talk about the same topic more in depth, as long as it's new information than you previously covered during the midterm. So be sure those are different information. You could, whatever you want it to be about. So I definitely encourage you, things that are tied to your major, things that are tied to your career path, things that are tied to things that you care about personally and deeply about. The more you're passionate about it, the less it's going to feel like hard and unenjoyable work. It'll feel like something that you actually want to do and you want to learn about. So I look forward to learning from all of you. Thank you for this, people. If you do have any questions, reach out throughout the semester. We have many different resources. You can see the syllabus here, including a university writing center. We have support for immigrant students. We have our Dream Center. We have students with disabilities through the BMAC office. And a reminder that we are here on Gabrielino Tongva, Wanenua Hachiman grounds, these native peoples. And if you're here on the campus itself, you can see this is a resource for you all as we get started in the learning, native-land.ca. And it's looking at different tribal nations. It's a living document, so it's continually being updated with different resources. But let's say if you're looking at the CSULB bookstore here, it brings us to the Tongva, Gabrielino, Wanenua Hachiman. You can click on these links here and find out more from their own tribal websites and about the peoples themselves and history still being here. And this is just one of, there's 2 tribes, those being 2 tribes, there's 109 federally recognized tribes in California. Now there's 65 seeking recognition. So even though they have their own creation story, language, that they are, if they're not recognized in the federal or state level, but still seeking recognition. So we can talk more about that in the semester as well too. So a little bit more about the class, just an overview here. We're going to talk about some of just an introduction for this first week. The next week, we're going to go over some core terms and concepts. So you'll see the discussions on Canvas. You can see where to read those at as well too. If you go on the Canvas homepage, it'll be articles for the class, and those are listed out on the homepage underneath. When you click on the articles link, it's underneath chronological order. So as the semester goes, you'll see like each week kind of going through the ones that we do have readings for. So this one's by Dr. Malana Karenga, who's taught at Cal State Long Beach for over 45 years and created Kwanzaa. And he's talking about race and ethnic relations, concepts, definitions, and perspectives. So one concept, as we're looking ahead here, is this notion of positive ethnocentrism. So positive ethnocentrism means I'm rooted in my own identity of who I am and my heritage. And then I view myself no better or no worse than anyone else. And I engage in this mutual reciprocity of sharing with others to create this more just and equitable future for all peoples. So that'll be a reading. I definitely encourage you all to get a lot of information out of some terms and definitions we'll be using throughout the semester. We will then go through the history of different groups here. So including but not limited to Native American history, African American history, Chicano Latino history, Asian American history. We then go to that midterm exam of your oral presentations, and that you're also going to be reading about environmental racism. We then go to contemporary issues. Your cover letter and LinkedIn account is due week 9. We then go to, on week 13 is a reflection paper. Week 14 is an infographic or social media post. And that final week is your final exam. And that's due before that Sunday at 11:59. So if the beginning of the week is on Monday, you'd have all the way till the end of the week to turn that in to Canvas under assignments. A little bit more about myself as you're in the class. Want to know more about your instructor? I always got a kick out of that whenever I'm taking a class. Who is the person who is teaching me about these things? So let me tell you a little bit more about myself. Thanks for being here, people. So Dr. Thomas James Reed, as I said before, I would love to introduce you all to myself and my people's Oneida language as well too. So some of it's written here, some of it's not, but I'll share some of it. It'd go, Sigoli, Nadioliwis, Skanagoga, Skanago, Wogdukta ni Wagitalota, Oniada Aga ni E, Ugwewe ni E, Lugwedio ni Yugux. And I just said in Oneida, greetings, what is the news? Are you with peace? I am with peace. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm people of the Standing Stone. I am Oneida. My Oneida name means he is a good man. This picture here in the top corner is a picture of my grandmother and my cousin Norma, and we are in our regalia, which is our traditional Native clothing, which we'll use for powwows or for different ceremonies or different activities where this is where we're carrying forth and wearing our traditional clothing. So about me, I am also English American, Irish American, German American, and I'm a dual citizen. I'm a member of the Oneida Nation, this native tribe. So I'm a dual citizen of the United States and of the Oneida Nation. So I have a Haudenosaunee passport and a US passport. My wife her name is Julia, and she is a Latina, Mexican American, and Syrian American. We have 2 dogs, as you saw Millie earlier. Sydney's just over here off screen. You see them on the bottom right here. Sydney Momo Reed, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Millie Zero Reed, a little bit from Nightmare Before Christmas here. So some pictures of my wife and I here. They were going to call me He Is a Good Boy when I was about 9 years old. That's when I got this gift of this name by a member in our community, an elder female in our community whose job it is to give out Oneida names to people in our specific community in Oneida, Wisconsin. And they were going to call me He Is a Good Boy, but said, you know what, let's call me He Is a Good Man so he can grow into a good man someday, which I'm appreciative of that. I think about that every day. I went to Foothill High School in Santa Ana in 2008, Pepperdine University, and with a major in communication with an emphasis on rhetoric and leadership in 2012. Did a George Washington University Native American Political Leadership Program in 2014. Studied at Cal State Long Beach, go Beach, Master in Public Administration, and a certificate in American Indian Studies. Graduated in 2016. I got my PhD in Leadership and Organizational Consulting from University of San Diego in 2021. And at Harvard Kennedy School, I was an invited guest to Nation Building 1 and 2 in 2023. I learned more about tribal nation building. Some more professional experience. I was a neighborhood city councilman as director of Area E in Delray, California from 2013 to 2015 and served on the Land Use and Planning Committee there. In 2014, I interned at the National Congress of American Indians. I tried out for the professional Native American lacrosse team of the Haudenosaunee National Indoor Team in 2015 using the traditional hickory wooden lacrosse stick. In 2018, I ran for mayor of Rancho Cucamonga. Although I did not win, I still hope to make a difference in public service in the future and continue to be the change I want to see in the world. I'm an assistant professor here in American Indian Studies. I'm an adjunct professor at Vermont Law and Graduate School. I'm a trainer at the National Center on Restorative Justice. I'm also a restorative justice and community peacemaking practitioner. While I'll do different cases as alternative to mediation, conflict resolution, sometimes just to build community. I am also the program manager for the Haudenosaunee Nationals development teams. I'm a lacrosse, or also known as the creators game, the medicine game, the spirit game. I'm an announcer and broadcaster as well too. So I love the game, very much appreciate it. And some dreams I have, I would love to help free Leonard Peltier, who's been known as the longest political prisoner in United States history since the late 70s. He has been in prison for a crime we know he did not commit as a Native person. I would also love to someday become mayor, congressperson, senator, president of the United States, Haudenosaunee ambassador to the United Nations, and enact legislative change for the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. I'd love to help heal our world and our universe. I like to have fun as well too. Love to play video games, both for enjoyment and also for research. Doing right now research on Native representation in video games. Also with graphic novels, also enjoy reading them, and I also enjoy researching, looking at Native representation in graphic novels. I like board sports, skateboard, snowboard, surfing, wakeboarding, big fan of those. I like to play lacrosse, particularly with traditional hickory stick. They say it's a living thing, and every stick has like a spiritual energy and presence, and we hold on to it. It's a conduit, it's an antenna to the spirit world. For every game being played here, there's a game being played in the spirit world as well. I love other sports, love soccer or football, and love basketball and volleyball and a lot of sports. Love sports. Love language and culture, not only my own people's, but also learning about other people's language and culture as well too. I find that fascinating, how we make sense of the universe through words. I like movies and TV and music. A TV show I love is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon series. A movie I love is Arrival, if you've seen it. And indeed, I like to play the drums. So not only the traditional native hand drum, but also like the drum set. So love the drums, and also love to meditate and do yoga. Just try to bring peace to myself and help bring peace to the world. Big fan of that. So as we do our talking circles, our community peacemaking, we're going to have these different agreements. And the agreements are what as we come together, we put our minds together. How do we want our time to be together? So some of them that I've been passed on to my grandma and my cousin who've been told me, my grandma Eleanor, my cousin Eddie Cornelius Grosskopf, is that we are all human beings who are worthy of love. Respect and sharing are key values. Truth has no fear from investigation. Treat others how you want to be treated. A good heart means having a love for yourself, a love for your family, love for your world, love for your universe. A good mind is having a generous sense of peace and also a generous sense of humor, as life is funny and it's good to laughter is good medicine. And a strong fire, that your spiritual flame has the ability to ignite other people's spiritual flames as well too. And we may be at times in our lives like a little small ember, and sometimes it's a roaring flame. You can always give light to other people without losing any of your own light as well too. Whoever is speaking, everyone else is sending the speaker good, positive, and loving thoughts. So thanks, shout out to you all doing that right now. Thank you. And listening is valued as much as speaking. And then we'll go for week 2 in our group meet. We're going to ask, what would you like to add for our community as well too? But for our first week of group me, I want to know about your turn. What about your preferred name? What's your area of study? You're in school, desired career path. What do you hope to get out of this class? And something we should know about you. So truly honored to learn alongside each and every one of you here. There's this slide was created by Dr. Karenga, who we mentioned earlier. And I love this, this towards an ethics of sharing. So when we think about the mutual reciprocity of learning from other people's as well too, in the top left of your screen, you see that ancient Mississippian culture and having to do with native studies. You see this ancient Egyptian pyramid having to do with Africana studies. We see the ancient Mexico, this pyramid for Chicano Latino studies, ancient Cambodia, and recognizing these roots to Asian American studies. And you look at here on campus at Cal State Long Beach, we have this huge pyramid on campus as well too, this beautiful blue pyramid, this modern design of this pyramid in Long Beach, as we try to focus on this multicultural education, this reciprocity and this ethics of sharing. So that multicultural paradigm of human achievements and human possibility is what we are working towards, people. So I say to you all, Yawanko, Ganalukwa, Unugiwa. It means in Oneida, thank you, I love you, until next time. Take care, class.